So I'm going to tell you the shocking truth that people who don't have a narcissistic mother cannot, that sounds absolutely crazy. But the thing is that when you are a child growing up, there's so many needs that we have. We need physical protection, we need love, we need relationships, we need closeness, we need all of these things. And then there are also the special things that are unique to us, like what really matters to us. We start to form relationships to other people, to perhaps there are like things that we really love, like a doll or something, or a little car, or a toy. And even if it doesn't look like anything from the outside, it can just mean the world to us. So we start to really have deep preferences, we're invested in a loving way, in a caring way into other things, perhaps a pet that we really have a special bond with. Lots of us have that when we were so lacking in care. So we really found true love with unconditional love from a pet and so on. So the thing is that your narcissistic mother is so skilled at scanning you and the environment and seeing all of those things. So when we are children, she knows pretty well what really matters to us and so on. And these become, instead of with a normal mother who will see that, for instance, if we're good at something, if we're good at sports, she will be proud of us, she will be happy for us, she'll be supportive of us, she loves us anyway, but it's just a really nice thing that we get support for. Or perhaps you're good at school, that's another thing that a lot of parents would be just so delighted and happy for you about that. Or the pet, that you're really, being sensitive to the fact that my child's got this deep, special relationship with their pet, and I'm so happy that they get to experience that and so on. That is the normal lens that a normal mother has. Your narcissistic mother has a very different lens on this, because she's scanning all of this and she's paying attention to the things that you care about, because to her, these are the weapons that she has. These are the cords that she has to ways of controlling you and manipulating you and affecting you emotionally and getting you to do things and so on. So the sibling relationship becomes a way that she can control you. Perhaps she splits you and your siblings, and then you're the scapegoat, and then the siblings are treated differently, and the whole family system is rigged and so on. So you can see the power that she has, to affect all these people, and you're pretty much in a system where you are helpless as a child in that system. So she may shame you and ridicule you for something that so when she fires these weapons, she may shame you for thinking that you're good at dancing. She may ruin the toy gets lost that you really cared about. She may even in fact encourage siblings to have a really difficult relationship. Perhaps she gets your sibling to abuse you, and you can't do anything about it, and she's watching it. So you get to live in a world where she's actually creating a lot of hurt, a lot of perhaps shame, a lot of trauma, and breaking down your trust in yourself and the world and other people, making you fearful, making you feel shameful, making you feel powerless, making you feel that relationships are painful, because the model of the relationship to your mother is the model of the relationships that you get unconsciously. These are all programmed into you as a child, and you can be running around with these programs when you're in your 50s or 60s as well. And you can see how harmful that is. So there is a point of observation of something that can be healing for you if you do something with it. So actually, I will offer you right now, there's a quiz, self-invalidation quiz that you can download for free, in which you can become aware of patterns that many survivors have where they self-invalidate, like she did to you, so now you do to yourself. And many survivors, even if they've come very far in therapy, are unaware that they're still doing this. But the awareness itself can actually help you to see what you're doing and to begin to take one piece at a time and stop doing that and replacing it with a healthier way of being with self. So that can be a really good tool for you. So grab that from the link if you want. So the problem here is that you come to feel powerless, you come to feel that relationships are painful and threatening, and you come to internalize a way of being as a victim, as powerless in relationships that can set you up for later continuing this pattern and being abused later on as well in the same kind of way, but just with different people. So, and once upon a time when you were a child, it was impossible to break that pattern because you couldn't. And that is also one of the things that it's not impossible when you're an adult, because I'm a therapist. I've seen people actually stepping out of this pattern again and again, and I've done so myself. So it's not impossible. It absolutely can be done. But it's not like you can have 10 sessions with a therapist and then you're done with it. This is a process where it has been ongoing for a long time, and you also need someone who can work, such as myself, or there are other people too, but someone who can work with you more at depth in terms of personality patterns and shifting them. I do that in my programs and when working with people, but not everybody can do this. There are many therapists who are not trained on this level, just so that you're aware of it, that you do actually get the help from someone who can help you. So I want to say that what do you need then to heal? Because we have one life and none of us know how long we're going to be here for. And this darkness needs to be, you can stay in the darkness, or you can actually shift yourself into more light. And when you do, your life looks very different. And how do you do that? And it really matters. I feel like I didn't say that strongly enough. It really, really matters to actually live well whilst you're living. It really matters to find, to feel happy inside, to live as you, and to connect with other people who are unlike what you've grown up with, and who are actually decent, respectful, truly caring and empathic people. So what do you need? You need to see the dysfunction, and you have my videos are a way of helping you to see the dysfunction and to give you the metaphor of the weapon so that you can actually easier see it and understand what's going on. And you can see that, I'm sure you can see that you need to stop handing her more weapons. So you need to create some separation from her, both in terms of that you gain this psychological understanding and metaphor. That is a way of separating yourself, of seeing more clearly. And you can see that by creating more of a distance emotionally, so that you don't confide in her, you don't expect anything good to come from her, you don't let her have access to you try to cover up from her and grey rock her more, so that you don't actually you don't open up to her emotionally and so on. That is a way that you can protect yourself and not give her more weapons. And there's also the disarming part, how you can disarm her. I think one of the ways that might not just exactly be disarming, but creating physical boundaries as well, like how often are you going to see her? How much do you need to be around her? how can you create distance, because you need to create a life where there is more, where these people who represent something very different is. You need a life where you're connected to your true, authentic self, preferably in the deepest way. I also have a tool, a spirit love meditation, and I'll put a link to it there. That's a deep tool to really, truly connect with yourself in a beautiful way. And so you need to connect with yourself. You perhaps need to hear your deeper guidance on how to navigate in all of this. And you need relationships that are a contrast. That we talk about this in therapy, emotionally corrective experiences. You've learned about powerlessness, you've learned about yourself, that you weren't worth much, you've learned all of these things, that all the woundings that you had in relationship. And relationship is also what heals, and you don't need to, therapy is a good way, obviously, for this, but that's not the only way. And there are memberships, I'm creating a membership, there is programs and so on, communities where you can have experiences of this. So have experiences of people actually being truthful, being on the same journey perhaps. That's one good way to finding this, of being mutually supportive and genuine about this. So of course there's always a risk of not getting that, and if you're not willing to take the risk, then you're also not willing to risk the healing part. So then you get stuck, and there's no judgment in that, because we are deeply wounded. But at the same time, if you are the person who wants to heal from this, who wants out of isolation, because a lot of us will experience that when we find that we have a lot of these people around us, and when we want to be healthier, we actually have to move out of a lot of these relationships and perhaps say, well, I can see that there are a lot of people around me who are not good for me. So a lot of us come to the place where we actually don't have that many people around us, and that's when it can be really, really healing to step into a program with a community, or a community of some kind of people who have similar experiences and who really are genuinely interested in healing. So I'm going to leave it here. I hope that this has been helpful, and you are not alone. Having a mother who weaponizes things that you care the most deeply about, and who's willing to stand and let you watch what you care about be ruined or taken away from you, that's a very unique kind of trauma. But you are not the only one in this. And I send you a warm hug, and please like, subscribe or comment if you found this helpful. If you subscribe, I get to see you again, and all the best to you. Bye bye.